But some choose to be deadbeats. They don't pay child support.
If you think that doesn't affect you, Newsline 9's Angela Buckaloo has some news for you.
It's Sunday, but not a day of rest for officers Rick McCoy and Carl Livingston.
I need to speak to Mr. Reverend Brown.
He's
Kim
not
Brown.
here. The Reverend Kim Brown preaches at this church. He owes more than $30,000 in child support.
Do you mind if I look around?
Sure. They've served papers to him before. If they find him today, they'll arrest him.
Make you feel a little weird, though, going into a church on a Sunday?
Well, not as weird as it should make him not caring for his children.
Reverend Brown's is one of more than 131,000 active cases in Oklahoma where a parent, either father or mother, isn't paying child support. The majority, however, are deadbeat dads. Perhaps even more distressing, more than 9,000 cases are deadbeats not paying child support for more than one family. There's a cost to be paid by deadbeat dads, not only for their children, but for you, because when they don't pay their child support, you pay it for them. Take the case of Michael Llewellyn. You paid more than $8,000 to support his children. You see, when the mother of his kids didn't receive child support promptly, she sought help through Aid for Families with Dependent Children, or AFDC. AFDC is paid from tax dollars, so you paid Llewellyn's child support. In Oklahoma County, fiscal year 1994, DHS collected more than $12 million of back child support. $4 million of it was taxpayer money. So how much haven't investigators collected, and how much of it did you pay for? That's next to impossible to tell. But let's just look at the top 10 offenders for the last 3 months. DHS has collected more than $11,000 with $400,000 more to collect. That returned nearly $2,000 of taxpayer money to the state. Now, that might not sound like much, but remember, that's just 30 cases in just 3 months' worth.
And I was needing to check on one of your residents there.
McCoy and Livingston can't keep up with their caseload. There are just 5 investigators to find more than 30,000 non-paying dads and moms in Oklahoma County alone. Those same 5 also work Kingfisher and Canadian counties. Of course, we wouldn't need investigators if we didn't have deadbeat parents. And we wouldn't have to set aside $15 million in the state budget to pay for a child support enforcement unit. But even if all the AFDC cases were cleared, that wouldn't put these investigators out of work. For $25, anyone needing assistance collecting child support can add their file to the stack.
Robert. Rick McCoy with Child Support Enforcement.
Robert Wheelock is going to jail until he pays back more than $1,000 in child support taxpayers provided.
So I'm going to place you on arrest, take you to Oklahoma County.
Okay.
Okay.
But how many fall through the cracks, and at what price to children and taxpayers?
Angela joins us now from the newsroom. Angela, what are some of the excuses investigators hear from deadbeats?
Well, many times the father will say, why should I pay child support when she doesn't let me see the kids? Now, investigators then have to remind the father that 2 wrongs don't make a right. He can't stop paying child support because she doesn't let him see the children. Now, on the same token, she can't withhold visitation because he doesn't pay child support. Both are equally illegal. Both can land either the mother or the father in jail in contempt of court.
Angela, what do you have coming up tomorrow?
Well, Mitch, tomorrow I'll introduce you to some victims of not 1 but 2 deadbeat dads. And then on Wednesday, I'll introduce you to a dad dealing with a deadbeat mom.
All right, Angela, thanks for that report.
Shows us how the domino effect, he shows us the domino effect from deadbeat parents.
Everyone helps put dinner on the table in this house where 3 generations share the same roof.
Thank you.
Even 1-year-old Elena. Her mom, Deanna, moved back in with her parents 2 years ago because she couldn't make ends meet. Not without child support, and she's not getting it.
I don't see how mothers who don't have a support system do it. If I did not have my mom and dad, I would not be able to do it.
But you could if you had that child support.
Yes. Yes.
Elena's dad, Stephen Foster, lives in Dallas. He's seen here with Elena's 6-year-old brother, Nicholas. This is Nicholas with his dad, David Petchel. DHS shows David owes $3,000 in child support. Deanna says he hasn't paid, and neither has Elena's dad.
Oh, just got winter. He grew 2 inches. She grew 1 inch. Everybody needs clothes.
Deanna, like most mothers dealing with deadbeat dads, has had to make sacrifices. And since one of those is living with her parents, they've had to make sacrifices too.
Well, that's their responsibility. I think having a child
brings on that responsibility.
Which one you want?
A responsibility Jan and Winston Barton joyfully provided their children and must now provide for their grandchildren. Although they wouldn't have it any other way, they've gone without, and sometimes so had the children.
It's just an inexpensive air mattress that came out of the closet. She just never got the money to buy a mattress yet. He doesn't make a lot of money, but $200 a month child support would not make it that difficult to live. And it's just like any other bills that we have, where your priorities are. Is your priority your car and your house, or is your priority your kids?
That question is never asked in this household, bursting at the seams with kids and kids' kids. It's quite obvious the children come first.
Well, Angela Buckaloo joins us now from the newsroom. Angela, there is some legislation that is making it easier now for investigators to find deadbeat dads and moms.
That's right, Jennifer. There's in-house paternity testing, which saves time and money, and there's voluntary reporting of all new hires by employers. Now, this allows investigators to network with the Oklahoma Employment Security Commission and pull up on their computer screens who's working where. Now, once they find that out, the state can withhold a deadbeat parent's wages.
Tomorrow night, you'll take a look at deadbeat moms.
Yes, there are a few out there, and we'll take a look at them.
All right. Thanks, Angela.
When we come back, we'll turn to Gary for some weather. Don't go away.